Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is wonderful to see everyone again, and it's nice, the weather's changed. So we went from nice and cool to first Friday to this one, which is steamin' Mimi, and I'll be in a puddle on the bima in a moment. So if you could just sweep me up and put me in the freezer after services, it will be fabulous. So we begin tonight with Hine Matov and with Bim Bam. Please join us.
Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine matov, u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. We got to get your hands ready for Bim Bam, everybody. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, bam.
So now that we're warmed up, I would love everyone to take a deep breath in and think of something that happened this week that you don't want to hold on to, that you want to get rid of, and breathe it out. Breathe it on the floor. We'll vacuum later, and it'll be gone. Now I want you to think of something really amazing that happened this week, and take a deep breath in and hold it. No, let it out. And may that extra breath that we get, the Shabbat, our extra neshama, our extra soul, that's filled with all kinds of wonderful things like kindness and joy and compassion, remain with us throughout Shabbat. I'd like to invite up at this time our bar mitzvah for tomorrow, Eric and his parents Stacy and Brian, to light the Shabbat candles, which are not, the things he's reading are not in your prayer book, but are in the one that we typically use. I met Eric actually last summer. He was one of the first people that I met when he was working with the Cantor and came in, and he showed me the ropes of the temple before everything started. So I thank you for showing me where everything was and hanging out with me last summer.
And when we started with Eric last summer, he was shorter than us.
Yeah. It's the story of our life.
Yeah, passing us by.
O source of light and truth,
creator of the eternal law of goodness. Help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadli ner shel Shabbat.
Now we sing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadli ner shel Shabbat.
The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Bovrei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinhilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishi, ki hu yom tehillah l'mikra'ei kodesh, zeher l'siyah Mitzrayim, kivanu b'harta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol amim, v'shabbat kodeshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, hinhaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
Tomorrow is going to be outstanding, and everyone is welcome to come and join us as Eric becomes a bar mitzvah. Thank you, guys.
Mazel tov.
We turn in our prayer books, these prayer books, to page 22 as we rise for Baruch Hu.
Yai na 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 na. Yai na 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 na. Yai na 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 na. Yai na 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 na. Yai na 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 na. Yai na 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 na. Baruch et Adonai, Amevorav.
We remain standing and turn to page 31 and join together in the reading. A great big love surrounds us, bigger than the biggest mountain, longer than the longest time. God is like a great big love around us and in us, teaching Torah to our fathers, mothers, and us. When we listen and learn, when we hear and understand, we feel God around us and in us, teaching us to love. Shema is found on page 34 and 35.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please be seated.
From page 36, we join together.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אלוהים מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Mi Chamocha is found on page 38.
It's pretty slow too.
מי כמוך בעינים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך בעינים
We turn to page 46 for the beginning of the Amidah, which goes for the next couple pages as we rise. 46.
Lai, 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 Adonai. Lai, 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 satai tita. Lai, 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 ufi agi. Ufi agi tehilatecha. Lai, 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 Adonai. Lai, 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 satai tita. Lai, 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 ufi agi. Ufi agi tehilatecha. Lai, 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 Adonai. Lai, 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 satai tita. Lai, 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 ufi agi. Ufi agi tehilatecha.
We're on page 48.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Hayel HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora, Elyon, Amer Chesed Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zoher Chesed V'imahot, Nevi Gula Nivne B'neihem, L'man Shemo V'Yahava, Melech Ozer Moshe Magei, Baruch atah Adonai, Magid Avraham V'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor L'olam Adonai, Mechayek Kol atah, Rab V'Hoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Tzamich Noflim B'Rofei Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayim Emunato, Lishenei Afar. Michamocha Ha'givurot, U'midomelach, Melech Memit U'mechayeh, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom v'hanu chasecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Hayeh hakadosh.
Please be seated. Together on page 53, we read the English together. I see you in the starry field. I see you in the harvest yield. In every breath and every sound, an echo of your name is found. The blade of grass, the simple flower, bear witness to your matchless power. In wonder working or some bush aflame, we look for you and fancy you concealed. But in earth's common things, you stand revealed, while grass and flowers and stars spell out your name. We join together in Shalom Rav.
Page 60.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu Melech Adon L'kol HaShalom. Melech Adon L'kol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Before we take moments of silent meditation, I just want to turn to Sam and say congratulations from graduating from Rutgers. We hope you're not moving anywhere, because if you do, we will follow you and bring you back home.
Once a month at least?
Yeah.
Maybe the first Friday of the month, you could coordinate your visits.
So we take moments of silent meditation. We listen to whatever prayer is in our heart or is in our mind, or we just take moments to breathe and realize what it means to be connected as a community.
Say shalom Emrama, Uya si shalom aleinu, ve'amo Yisrael, imru, amen. Shalom, shalom aleinu ve'amo Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh 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 shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'amo Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'amo Yisrael.
Woo! So we turn to the counting of the Omer. Does everyone remember this board? We have been counting since the second night of Passover, and we end on Shavuot. And an omer is a little sheaf of barley. So we're counting the sheaves of barley until we get to Shavuot, which is the holiday in which we remember receiving the Torah at Sinai, and we study the Torah. And it's also the barley harvest. So we have been counting this for quite some time, and we're almost at the end. Today is 45 days, which are 6 weeks, as you can see, 6 weeks and 3 days on this beautiful Omer board. We recite the blessing together, which is like every other blessing, Asher Kedeshanu b'mitzvotav, but at the end we say Al Sfirat HaOmer. So let's try that together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher Kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu Al Sfirat HaOmer. So every night when we count the Omer, we are given a spiritual quality to hold on to and to reflect about in our lives. Tonight is compassion in leadership. And tonight we begin a new book of the Torah, Bamidbar, which is in the wilderness. And Moses gets frustrated a lot and angry because he's been dealing with leading the people every day for almost 40 years now without a break.
It's not really that easy to work with the Jewish people.
No.
Except here, of course. Except here.
But one of the most important things about leadership, say our rabbis, is that those who lead always lead with a sense of compassion, that that's the holiest thing that we can do. And that when we look at each person, we can see that they're created in the image of God. And so when we try to live our lives, we try to live with compassion. And it's not always easy when we're struck in traffic, all the traffic coming down for the weekends here, or people going to the beach, or we get stuck in different places with different lines. If you go to a doctor's office and have to wait for hours, but we have to do everything we can to lead with compassion. And that's when we strike up a conversation with the person who's sitting beside us, and we get to know them a little bit, and then soon everyone in the waiting room is talking about the same thing, and before you know it, it's your turn to go in and you wish everyone good health as we continue. So leading and living our lives with compassion is truly 100% important.
Amen.
So at this time, we continue with Seder Kriyat Torah, the service for the reading of Torah. As I said before, we begin a new book this month, the book of Bamidbar, which also means in the wilderness. And we'll discuss a little bit what the wilderness means in a little bit. But we turn to page 120 in our prayer books as we rise.
And if we could invite our young people to come up and help us with the little Torahs.
Please rise.
Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim,
Closer.
al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omer. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim.
Everyone got one?
Al shlosha
Everyone have one? Would you like a Torah?
Here, Margot.
Sorry.
Ve'al avodah, ve'al gemilut chasadim, al haTorah, ve'al avodah, ve'al gemilut chasadim. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Okay, everyone let Margot go in front. You're going to follow her.
Lecha Adonai Hagedura, Lecha Gevura, Mehatiferet, V'haneitzach V'hahot. Nihol Bashamayim Uvaretz, Nihol Bashamayim Uvaretz. Lecha Adonai Namanaka, V'minaseh Lechol Rosh. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam, Ha'olam Omer. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam Omer. Al Shlosha Devarim, דברים השלושה דברים העולמי השלושה דברים העולם עולמי על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים השלושה דברים השלושה דברים העולמיים השלושה דברים העולם העולמי על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים השלושה דברים השלושה דברים העולמיים השלושה דברים השלושה דברים העולמיים השלושה דברים
So today we begin the fourth book of the Torah. Does anyone remember what the first one that we started with was? Anyone remember? Yes. Bereshit. Amazing. Okay, good. So Bereshit is about family stories. What comes next? Shmot. Shmot means names, and it begins with a list of names of people who went down to Egypt, and then we get them coming right back out of Egypt through the sea towards the end. So what comes after that? Vayikra. Amazing. Vayikra is the book of Leviticus, which is written for the priests about the priests. So it has to do with all kinds of rules and regulations. And do you know which one we begin tonight? Bamidbar, which is in the wilderness. What?
The first parasha of each book is the title of the book.
Okay, so how old are you and when are you starting rabbinic school? Yes.
And I'm going into third grade.
Wonderful. Yasher Koah. That was very impressive. I'm very proud of you. Wow. Anytime you want to give a sermon, you just let me know, okay?
Yeah.
Not tonight, okay. Okay. You're waiting for the high holidays, I know it. So we find the beginning of our reading on page 1028 in the red commentary that says the Torah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam ba'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Asher bakar banu mikol ha'amin. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
וידבר אדוני אל משה במדבר סיני לאמור פקוד את בני לוי לבית אבותם למשפחותם כל זכר מבן חדש הלאה תפקדם לפקוד אותם משה על פי אדוני כאשר ציווהו אלה בני לוי במושתם גרשון וכחת מורי, ואלה שמות בני גרשון למשפותם, לבני ושמע ובני כחת למשפותם.
יישר כוח.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu Torah emet b'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. I'd like to invite everyone to please rise as we address the Torah.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. Lai 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 lai
When the Torah is out before us, we say the blessing for healing for all those who are in need of healing for mind, body, spirit, and soul. And the blessing is found on page 125 in your prayer books. We mention those who are ill in our communities and those who we love. Rabbi Robert Orach, Martha Branween, Nancy Keller-Coffey, Robert Summers, Jessica Knight, Niles Choper, Judith Landau, Pam Friedman, Eric Blumenfeld, Jean O'Connor, Myra Taxa, Linda Kaplan, Baby Mark Y, Michael Gindi, Michael Lynch, Marty Kanarak, Nancy Baskin, Rabbi Sally Prezan, Chuck Prezan, Ed Reiterban, Elizabeth Castellano, Debbie Strell, Jane Hilson Aiello, Miriam Bat Avraham Vasara, Simon Klishold, Lester Polanski, Molly Schwartz-Reza, Sharon Ross, Peter Morales, and Brachachava Bat Rivka Shalom. If there's anyone else who you know who is ill, please state their name at this time as I go around the room.
Carol Mitchell.
Thank you. Thank you.
Abraham Cantor and Joyce Siegel.
Thank you.
Paul Schwartz.
Thank you.
Gary Orton, Suzanne Orton, Gary Gilchrist.
Thank you.
Judy Crusoe.
Thank you. Thank you. Misha Berach.
Berach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mikor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We remain standing as we put the Torah back in the ark.
It is a tree of life to those that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
So in August, all of my kids are going off to college. And so every time they have the TV on, I snuggle in with them and watch what they watch. And they're going back to watching Peppa Pig and all the cartoons that they grew up with. And one of them the other day was watching a documentary on the subject of Walt Disney entitled Imagineering. It was about the creation of Disneyland, and I got caught up in the plot. Walt Disney shared that his creation of Disneyland began during a visit to Griffin Park in California, where he realized there wasn't anywhere that he could take his daughters in which both he and his children could enjoy the rides and the atmosphere. He wanted to create a place where both adults and kids could use their imagination and feel inner joy. But there was a problem. No one had ever done this before. It wasn't just an idea outside of the box. This idea was so far-fetched that Walt was entering into the unknown wilderness, Bamidbar, as we do this week. Though he found $5 million in funding, the building of Disneyland cost $17 million, and this was a very long time ago, in the 1950s. They were so broke that they couldn't afford to buy trees for the jungle ride. And so they put out an ad in the local newspaper offering to remove anyone's trees from their property free of charge so that they could use the trees to build the ride. When Walt pitched the idea, everyone thought he was absolutely crazy. The property was in Anaheim, which was difficult to reach because of the freeways. The freeways didn't extend to that area yet, and the property was basically an orange grove and filled with walnut trees. But somehow, on July 17th, 1955, Disneyland opened for the first time. Although 28,000 people were invited to the event, only 28,000 people were invited to the event, but over 150,000 showed up. They came through the fences, they snuck their way through the gates. Walt Disney received extensive criticism and negative reviews that some of the attractions remained closed, and the water fountains that we know so well were not even working yet. Opening day became known as Black Sunday because so many things were not completed. Anyone ever been to Disneyland? Disney World? Yeah. It's magic, right? Except for the long lines and all the people, but magic happens there. So imagine it opening with most of the rides not working, no water fountains, none of the things that we're used to. So Walt said Disneyland will never be complete as long as there's still imagination in the world. And he created a place where guests could enter the land of yesterday and tomorrow, and of course the land of fantasy. Many of us can't imagine a world without Disney. Disney captured our hearts and our minds. Not only when you enter the land, but when you enter Disney films, you're entering a land filled with unknowns where your imagination is required. You can wander from one place to the next, and you never know what character or fantasy will be behind the next bend. It's a journey into the wilderness. And yet going to Disney with your family is also sometimes a time of chaos. It's always overcrowded, the lines are outrageous, as are the fees, and to pay for food in any of those parks will cost you what a 5-star dinner would anyplace else. But Disney is a place where anything can happen. This week, we enter the second to last book in the Torah. Bamidbar, in the wilderness. And it's a place where many things will happen to Am Yisrael, our people. In English, it's called the Book of Numbers. So how did one book get two names? Well, you should know that every book in the Torah has two names, one that's given to them by the first couple lines of the portion or by the first parasha, and the second is the Greek name of the English translation. So, at this point in the Torah, this week, we arrive at Mount Sinai, we'll receive the Torah, and we're already ready to make our way into the Promised Land. But instead of getting into the land of Israel, the people still have to wander. And they have to wander to understand what it means to be free. And so they do. And they find their place, and they complain to Moses over and over again because they're used to complaining to Moses. And Moses sometimes in this book does things that are not commanded of him. And one of those things is striking the rock, which the rabbis say he shouldn't have done because God asked him to touch the rock, but his sister had just died, and the people were still complaining and weren't letting him sit Shiva. And people really need to sit Shiva after someone's died. And so instead of touching the rock, he takes it and strikes it with his staff, and water pours forth. But God says to him, you're not going to be able to go into the land of Israel. You know, the rabbis speak about this, oh, he did something so wrong. The truth is that, as we'll see, Moses is not the right leader to lead the people into the land of Israel. They needed someone who was a military leader, who could face the challenges that entering a new land meant. But throughout this book, we wander and we count and we see what lies ahead every corner until we can get to the book of Deuteronomy, which we'll continue through during the summer. So the parsha begins with counting. And Rambam says, why does this wandering in the desert have to do with counting? And then he answers his own question, because it reminds us of the importance of each and every soul. Everyone is counted. Everyone is worth something, and everyone matters. And so that's the lesson that we take from this week's Torah portion through the book. That as we discovered in counting the Omer, we need to see the worth of each and every person and treat them with compassion. And so it's my prayer that as we go into summer, and this is our last first Friday until the fall, that you use your imagination and discover wonderful things. That you remember that we're still here on Friday night and services start at 6 if you want to come and still have fun together and still sing music together and still study Torah together. But there's a preneg beforehand, which is wine and cheese and soda and crackers and whatever you want, so that we all have a chance to say, hi, how are you? And there's a wonderful beach service coming up in a couple weeks where we all get together right on the beach with our sound system and listen to music and sing with joy and then go running halfway into the water until we run back together again. This year ends as my first at Monmouth Reformed Temple. I can't believe it's almost been a year already. In many ways, I feel like I've been here forever, and that's thanks to you, and thanks to you, and thanks to you. And in many ways, I feel like I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And you guys will still see that. But life is about learning, wandering through the wilderness, making decisions, and facing the challenges that come our way. So I'd like to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom, and ask you all to please rise for Aleinu, which is found on page 130.
Aleinu l'shabeach Adon hakol, לתת גדולה לעושה בראשית, שהוא עשנו כשומרי אדמה, ולא שמנו כשליחי התורה, שהוא שמתינו אותם, וגורלנו עם כל העולם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. We think of those who gave us inspiration in life, who helped us to use our imagination in so many different ways so that we could learn. This week, we hold in our prayers, in the period of Shiva, Sean Ross, in the period of Shloshim, Kay Haragiz, and Helen Lund. And we remember those who died at the season in years past, who taught us so many amazing things with their lives. Remember Evelyn Bergson, Annie Blackman, Herman Blackman, Mabel Brenner, Minna Kleiman, Sarah Flaum, Ida Pazowski-Friedman, Samuel Glazer, Sarah Gold, Bertha Grossman, Emmanuel Kay, Dr. Leonard Kreichman, I'm sorry about that, Daisy Lowenstein, Harold Miller, Helen S. Miller, Dr. Leonard Weiss, Stephen Woodard, Andre B. Yagoda. And if there's anyone else who's here to observe a yahrzeit, I'm going to ask that everyone please rise beforehand and that you state the names of those who you are thinking of if I haven't repeated them. Everyone stand up and then I'll look around. And if you are remembering someone, please state their name, and then we'll turn to page 134 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Thank you. Thank you. Kaddish is, Kaddish is found on page 134. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei d'kol beit Yisrael, v'agalal v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei d'kudusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran v'yama v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'mamav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Please be seated. We invite Margot Hassan to the bima, who has some announcements for us tonight. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
On behalf of MRT, I want to welcome you and thank you for joining us tonight, here in person or on live stream. Pinwheel Place, a local nonprofit that started a crisis nursery center here in Monmouth County, is this month's recipient of our Tzedakah Box collection. A crisis nursery is a lifeline for families in distress, providing a safe haven for children when parents face emergencies like an illness, homelessness, or domestic violence. This vital support system strengthens the community by preventing child abuse and neglect, fostering resilience, and offering hope and stability to families' challenging times. More information about the following events can be found in your weekly e-blast. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., we are celebrating Eric Mayer's bar mitzvah. Mazel tov to Eric and his family. And you have an amazing voice.
Yeah.
Confirmation will take place on Sunday, June 9th at 10 a.m. and can be viewed in person or via live stream. Congratulations to Zachary Harvey, Carol Lowenstein, Lyra Seligman, and their families. Join us on Tuesday, June 11th, 10 a.m. for Shavuot Yisker worship, followed by a pizza luncheon. Sam Guensberger's parents, Ellen and Ernie, invite you to join them in celebrating Sam's graduation from Rutgers with cake after services. Congratulations. If you're celebrating a special occasion or observing a loved one's yahrzeit, we hope you'll consider sponsoring an oneg to honor that occasion. You can contact the main office. Jordana can help you with that. MRT would love for more people to invest in our mission of connecting as a community. We welcome your investment of time as well as your donations that help us grow. For information on joining MRT or making a donation, again, you can reach out to Jordana in the office, you can visit our website, or you can speak with the rabbi or the cantor, who are always available. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Margot.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you, Margot.
Before our closing song, I want to thank our band. They're amazing, and we have a new member tonight, Greg Rapport, and I hope we welcome you, Greg. Greg will be back in the fall until he goes to Florida, and then when he's done with Florida, he'll be back. So we're glad for you, Greg. And of course, we're always grateful to Drew Miller and Faith Leifman and to Sam Gunsberger. And just a little note about Sam. Sam grew up in our temple, and his parents are members of our temple. And I remember specifically in the front row, Sam falling asleep at Shabbat services a lot. Okay? Because services used to start at 8. And your parents brought you, but you got tired and you went to sleep. And Sam grew up in our religious school, went on through confirmation, went to Jewish sleepaway camp, is a member of our choir, and a member of our band. And I'm just so glad that you're part of the fabric of the synagogue, and so proud of you for completing your college education. Rutgers is an amazing program, but they were lucky to have you, Sam. So mazel tov. I also just want to take this opportunity to tell you that Rabbi Prezand very much appreciates everyone's good wishes and prayers for her healing. And she's in acute spinal rehabilitation for several weeks in Edison, New Jersey. And she's getting amazing care. And she says she feels the love and support of the congregation, and your prayers are helping her. So please keep praying, she says. And I also want to thank the rabbi for really, really enjoying these First Fridays as much as we all do, and to thank Magda Ray as our educator for, this is the last weekend. We have the last First Friday, we have confirmation, and actually then she'll be around a little bit, and then she's going on a trip. You have to ask her about it. It's going to be a wonderful trip. She's going back to her her motherland. Well, no, don't bother her when she's on her trip. Yeah. And I want to commend the Religious Education Committee for making our dinners so phenomenal all year long. And thank you for this. And especially tonight. What's so great about, well, we just have to see. Welcome summer. And there'll be s'mores, right? And a sheet cake. I start with that if I were.
Start with dessert.
So let me teach you how to do the closing song. So some of you haven't been here before. Okay. But first we're going to do our birthday and anniversary blessings. The rabbi has a whole bunch of candy in her window. So is anybody celebrating a birthday or an anniversary? Oh. If my children were here, they'd be coming up. June birthdays? Okay, we have another June birthday.
July birthdays? I don't know.
Oh, if you want
Summer birthdays?
July and August can come up also, because they won't be here in the summer.
Switched it out instead of mint chocolate.
Yeah.
Shabbat shalom.
July and August wedding anniversaries. You're welcome to come up as well.
M&Ms? Anyone? M&Ms. There's more. Yeah, of course. Sure. Wait, before you go anywhere, we want to offer you a quick blessing. Birthday
What's our
blessing.
blessing?
You got?
Okay, first we sing happy. Who's celebrating an anniversary? Anybody? Okay. So first we'll do birthdays, and then we'll do anniversary, Rabbi. Okay.
So we are going to just sing Yom Huledet Sameach. For everyone who is celebrating a birthday, we wish you a wonderful birthday, and may you walk into this new year with eyes open to the wonderful world outside of you and imagination and learning all kinds of different things. So we celebrate you by singing Yom Huledet Sameach.
Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Happy birthday and anniversary to you. Happy birthday and anniversary to you. Happy birthday and anniversary to you. Happy birthday and anniversary to you.
For those who have anniversaries, I want to commend you for remembering. Our anniversary, my husband's, was actually 3 days ago, and we both completely forgot. And this morning we're like, wait, did we miss something? We had to look at the calendar. We're like, oops. So thank you for remembering. Thank you for supporting each other and helping each other to grow. And thank you for being with us here and teaching us how to grow in many different ways.
Happy birthday, happy anniversary. Everyone take a piece of candy if you want it.
You can take more than one.
Have to.
Sure, as long as you brush your teeth.
Somebody really got excited about that.
No, thank you. You have to brush. It's really important. You want to keep your teeth. That's a good one. No?
Welcome back, Mark.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll bring hard candies and with chocolate.
Oh, yeah?
Guess I have to switch to hard candy.
You have an anniversary? Yeah, a lot of people get married. Yeah. Okay.
We join together in Motzi before or
Closing
after?
song.
No, we're
Closing
song first.
Okay. So let me first show you how to do the closing song. You're going to get near somebody. You're going to get near somebody because you're going to tap hands with them. You make your hands like a little fish. Zeh ba zeh ba zeh, zeh ba zeh ba zeh. Then go up. Zeh ba zeh ba zeh biyachad. All right. And we do that over and over again. And you'll be singing it all week. Okay. All right. Here we go. We start with clapping. May good fortune and blessing be found here. May the music of memory resound here. May the work of our hands and the work of our souls make us stronger, make us whole. Zeba, 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 yachad. Oh, zeba, 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 yachad. May we seek peace and understanding. May we cherish every companion. May the work we put in and the joy we express make us stronger, make us blessed. Zeba, 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 yachad. Oh, zeba, 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 yachad. May the builders that lay the foundation, may they rise up in each generation. May the ones who invest never tire or rest. Make us stronger, make us blessed. Zeba, 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 yachad. Oh, zeba, 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 yachad. Oh,
Kol
Yisrael,
Yisrael,
Arabim,
Arabim,
Zelazeh,
Zelazeh,
Oh,
Kol
Yisrael,
Yisrael,
Arabim,
Arabim,
Zelazeh,
Zelazeh,
Zeba, 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 yachad. Oh, zeba, 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 yachad. Oh, zeba, zeba, zeba. Here we go.
Whew, whew. Nothing like getting a little exercise in services.
We got-
Working on the core.
And now we do the most.
We join together in making the motzi. That's not a question. We join together in making the motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Which means enjoy Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Come join us in dinner, and everyone will get a piece of challah. Would you like to? Here they come. For all of you. I saved it all for you.
You're amazing. Faith, you're amazing. Amazing, Sammy.
Okay, you got it? You got to pull hard.